How's it going, everybody? This is Alex Caceres, and you're listening to Story of the Fight.
What is up, Will?
What up, what up?
Welcome, everybody, to Story of the Fight. My name is Mayra, that's my boy, Will. This is where we talk all things combat sports. Today, we will be covering UFC Saudi Arabia, but before we do, if this is your first time tuning in, like, subscribe, hit that notification bell. We're trying to reach 20,000 subscribers. We're steady climbing. If you don't like watching on YouTube, but you like listening, they got other options, right, Will?
Yeah, Apple Podcasts, Spotify, YouTube Podcasts, anywhere podcasts are found. If you want to follow us on social media, it's Instagram, Twitter, TikTok, Reddit. We're on Twitch as well, live streaming on Twitch. Anywhere podcasts are found, anywhere social media is found, we're there. Story of the Fight. Go to storyofthefight.com and it'll list everything. We've got our Etsy page on there for merch. Check that out as well. If you want a hoodie, you want a shirt. Thank you guys for joining. Shout out Phil from Combat Sports today. Shout out Evie, Genevieve.
Evie. Oh, Pepper's on as well.
Ooh.
I love it. I love it. Early risers over here, huh?
Early risers.
Well, who doesn't like to talk combat sports early, first thing in the day?
Hey, this fight card started at 6 a.m. for me. I like the morning stuff.
Oh, dude, me too.
It's nice.
I'm a fan of that. Hey, do you want to get right into it, though, and start talking UFC Saudi Arabia?
Let's do it.
All right, man. Look, we had Israel Adesanya. You know, he was the main event for a non-pay-per-view. When's the last time we talked about Israel headlining a non-pay-per-view event?
Or just not in a title fight.
It's so weird, right?
The last time he wasn't in a title fight was 2019.
Holy smokes.
It's been 6 years, dude.
Hey, well, props to him, man. But he went up, Israel Adesanya versus Nassourdine Imavov.
Yeah, who's very good. I'm a big fan of Imavov. Shout out Austin. Hope the stream goes great. Can't stay.
My guy.
Yeah. Oh man. But yes. Israel Adesanya versus Nassourdine Imavov. Let's take a gamble here and
rolling of the dice.
Yeah, so what happened? Israel Adesanya got knocked out in the second round with a nice big overhand right, I believe it was. But why explain it when we can just hopefully show it and not get taken down by the UFC, Big Dana? But they put this cage side footage on Instagram, so we're going to roll the dice. Let's look at this knockout. Oh, it's a big overhand right.
Oh, and that big left, man. And look, I know that Izzy sat up right away and was like, yo, what? But he was caught. He got caught.
It's a good stoppage. A lot of people are arguing it. I think it's just some people
it was
who are
a
very
great stoppage.
Dedicated Adesanya fans. It's a great stoppage.
Did you see when he tried to sit up really quickly too? And his legs still weren't underneath him? And yeah, it was rough, man. But look, Adesanya in the beginning with those leg kicks, looking very crisp, looking like regular old Adesanya.
Up until the first 4 minutes of the fight, I was like, oh, this is Adesanya means business. He looked in great shape, looked shredded. Right? His leg kicks were great. His kicks to the body were great. The jab was great. He was firing on all cylinders. Then he got caught with an uppercut, and I was like, or it was like a shovel uppercut kind of.
Yeah. Beautiful,
by
the way.
Yeah, beautiful. It was good stuff. But man, and it's not exactly the same with how he got knocked out. But one of the things that Izzy did in this fight that I think Imavov, I haven't seen anybody say that this was like a lucky punch or anything like that. But one thing that should definitely dissuade people from thinking that is he definitely capitalized on things and like tendencies that Izzy has.
Where like the hand fighting?
The hand fight, like that framing,
and where
exactly.
He just leans back a little bit?
Exactly.
Yes.
There's his takedown defense was fantastic. Really cool offensive counter wrestling too to get off the fence. Where he got the overhooks, the overties, and then he throws them over it. Very cool.
That was super cool. That was like a way of him being like, yo, you want to wrestle? I can wrestle.
Yeah. I'm not the same Izzy from 6 years ago. Shout out Ruben says 50-year-old Adesanya is going to be glad it got stopped when it did. Exactly.
Yes, agreed.
Look at this picture right here. Well, real quick, Pepper, man, why did Adesanya have to start doing bad when I started watching the UFC? He's such a cool striker. I heard the legendary tales of him back when he was champ. What happened? Time. Time catches up to everybody.
To everyone.
And when you're
But
in,
and the dark arts happened. That's what happened too.
but when you have so many fights, so many 5-round fights, so many main events back to back to back to back to back, it's crazy what he's done. There's so much footage of you, and everything that has worked so far, you can kind of like get not complacent, but comfortable with little mistakes almost because it's worked for so long, and you never really had to address them. And I'm not saying these are like glaring holes or anything. It's just things that people can take advantage of or seize the opportunity of. And can we go back real quick, Rich, to that last picture? This is what you were talking about, the hand fighting.
The hand
Look at
fighting.
Izzy's hands are completely outstretched, and
Yes.
there's a complete lane for this shovel hook or shovel uppercut from Imavov to sneak that through and catch him. And where Izzy, I don't think he's like old or anything like that, right? What is he, like 36, 37, 35? Okay, not even. So 35 at middleweight isn't the same as like 35.
Both a lot of miles too.
Well, that's the thing.
And the long kickboxing career.
Yeah, exactly. So like, there's things like in the past, maybe he sees this coming and can react and pull his head out of the way or something, where maybe he doesn't have that same reaction time as he used to. But it's little things like this that guys can now game plan against or game plan around because they've seen so much footage. And it's like, he's not changing it. He's not going to change that in his game at this point. Like you mentioned, the long kickboxing career, now a long MMA career. These things aren't changing, like these are how he fights.
It's unfortunate.
He's very comfortable
because he's still a great striker, right?
Oh yeah.
But you can only take so many shots, to your point. Like, and that's exactly how he got caught too. Like he goes for the jab. He sees Imavov that starts like kind of throwing a punch. He starts framing with the right at the exact same time. So Imavov in the beginning, right, did see the framing, the hand fighting. So he got past that one in the beginning with that shovel underhook. If you're coming straight at me with that framing, let me go underneath it. Boom.
Straight at the middle, in between.
Next time, let me go over it.
Exactly.
Boom, caught him. And it sucks. And yes, Pepper, I get it, man. I wish you did tune in when you saw Prime Adesanya, because let me just talk about his run real quick. So he comes in, fights Rob Wilkinson, UFC. Okay, got it. Then he goes against Marvin Vettori right after that, beats Marvin Vettori. Brad Tavares, Derek Brunson, Anderson Silva, Calvin Gastelum. By the way, one of the best fights in the history of the UFC. Pepper, do me a favor. Go back and watch Calvin Gastelum versus Israel Adesanya. You're never going to see either of these fighters the same. That dude, I'm getting goosebumps right now just thinking about that. The shot when he's walking out of his corner, 5th round, where he says, "I'm prepared to die."
Yeah, I'm ready to die.
Like, I'm ready to die. Oh my God,
dude.
God. Oh, dude, chills. Then he beats Robert Whittaker, Bobby Knuckles.
Out, right?
And when you think about the classic Adesanya, the way that he got caught against Pereira, the way that he got caught, yes, chin up in the air, just biting down, throwing those wide hooks. That's how he beat Robert Whittaker. Beats Yoel Romero. Then he just knocks the brakes off of Paulo Costa. Dude, just an amazing run, dude. He dared to be great. He went up in weight, right? Loses to Jan Blachowicz. But it's just, what a run, man. What a run.
Yeah, and then you didn't even mention the fact that Pereira comes out, knocks him out in a fight that Izzy was winning the whole fight, and then they do the rematch, and then he knocks out Pereira, and you're like, fucking hell, dude. Just a legendary career. The second best middleweight of all time, without a doubt. But,
yeah.
And it's funny because, like, Pepper saying this is what a lot of people were saying when they joined at the end of Anderson Silva's career, where they're like, man, it's crazy to see this guy lose like this when I keep hearing about, like, the legendary, And it's kind of this, I hope it's not the same run, where Izzy's now going to start dropping fights like Silva was, but
he's on a 3-fight losing streak.
3-fight losing streak, 4 of his last 5. 3 of those 4 by finish. It's not good. But the other thing I wanted to talk about is another tendency that he has, which has helped him a long time in MMA specifically, is this constant stance switching, where in MMA, you can get away with that a little bit more than in boxing or something like that. But the opening is still there as it is in boxing, where you no striking coach, if you're like a year into striking, no striking coach is going to be like, all right, when you're standing in front of a guy, switch stances here. They're never going to tell you to do that. And if they see you do that, they're going to say, hey, Don't fucking do that because you're gonna get caught. You can't just switch your feet like that in front of somebody. You got to disguise a stance switch or something like that, right? You can't just stand there, switch stance. And like right before he throws that overhand to drop him, he switches stances just right in front of him. And you're like, damn, dude, like it's one of those things where he got away with that for years
Yeah.
because MMA striking is a little different, right? And he was such a like leaps and bounds ahead of most of these guys on the feet. But when you have years and years of footage, people start looking for holes and looking for opportunities if they're going to fight you. And for sure, one of the biggest opportunities is, hey, hit this guy when he's standing. If he's standing in front of you and switches stances, crack him. That's when you go, because if you're moving your feet to switch stances, you're not going to be able to move to evade something. You know what I mean? Like you're kind of stuck in the water if you're just switching stances without any movement. So very good game planning for Imavov. Very good execution of the game plan for Imavov. When he hurt him with the shovel uppercut, the next exchange was him shooting on a takedown that he didn't get, but it's still just, hey, I caught you, and I'm not going to let you start to analyze my feet or my hands or anything like that. I'm on you with the takedown. You don't get to think about what just happened or how I caught you. I'm on you. And just a fantastic execution from someone who's on the rise, And then we have to talk about this, unfortunately. He went for a Poatan moment, dude. He went for a Poatan moment. Where if you didn't see Alex Pereira versus Jamal Hill kicks Poatan in the cup, and they go to stop the fight, and he says, no, don't stop this. I'm locked in. And then immediately left hooks him and kills him right after they reset. And in this fight, Imavov eye pokes him, and he's like, oh, shit. And then Margarez walks in to stop it, and he's like, no, I'm locked in. Don't stop this. And then 3 seconds later, he gets knocked out. It's the exact... God. But look where his hands are again, dude. Both the big punches in this fight, his hands are just outstretched and low. And it's something that he used to be able to do and get away with, but like, it's just not... You can't keep doing that forever, dude. Hey, shout out D-Kiz. Nicholas Ott said they had spotted holes in Israel defense when he switches stances. Exactly, bro. It's like, it's one of the biggest things. Like, you just can't do it. And he got away with it for so long. But those are holes that people, when you have 6 years of main event fights, in title fights, 6 years of title fights, people know what to look for. If you have one fight to watch somebody and he makes a mistake like that, you don't know if he's going to make that mistake again. It could have just been something he did in that fight. But when there's 6 years of him making that same, or not, it's not even really a mistake if it works for 6 years, right?
That same technique.
It's just an opportunity. Yeah, it's a pattern. It's something that they do frequently. But it's another thing to capitalize on it. Not everybody can. They can see it and recognize it, but then not pull the trigger. Imavov can.
Props to Imavov, man.
Yeah, 100%.
And I think that the amount of time we spent talking about Adesanya versus Imavov is probably going to be the one that we spent the most time on.
Yeah, there's another contender maybe, but I doubt it. There's only one other fight that was like interesting enough in this card. Pretty much sucked, I'll be honest. I wasn't a huge fan of this card. It was kind of a drag. But the main event was great. I don't know what you do with Imavov now because they fucked up the division by giving Sean Strickland a title shot, because realistically we should be doing Chimaev versus Duplessis right now for the title. So now Imavov, if you knock out Israel Adesanya in his first non-title fight in 6 years, you should get a title shot. But he shouldn't skip. He shouldn't skip Chimaev, right? In my opinion, he shouldn't. And it sucks because if they make Imavov versus Chimaev, that takes away a contender for Duplessis. Yes. And if Duplessis beats Sean Strickland, I would love to see him fight Chimaev and Imavov. But
we know Whitaker's out for a while, right? After he snapped his jaw.
I think he's good to go.
What?
He just had to like reset the teeth, and he's like, yeah, I was pretty much training like 2 weeks later.
What?
There was no like real breaks or anything.
That's crazy, amazing. Right? These Australians, man, I'm telling you.
Tough as
they're
hell,
built
dude.
Different. All right.
Jenny says, not the worst UFC we've watched, but the bar is low.
Yeah. And Daki says Imavov beat 4 top 10 over 12 months. Wow.
God damn.
That's a great
dude.
stat. Great stat. He's a killer, dude. He's a killer. All right.
I want to say, what did he do? His loss to his only loss for a long time in 4 years was Strickland, but I want to say that was a short notice fight, right? That was supposed to be somebody else. It was supposed to be Gastelum versus Imavov, and then Strickland came in on short notice. And I don't know if you know anything about Strickland and Gastelum, but very different styles to prepare for. So I don't really hold that against Imavov losing to Strickland on short notice. If you're preparing for Gastelum, you know?
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right. We will move on. We had the co-main event. Michael Page, Venom Page versus Shara Bullet, Shara Magomedov.
Yes. Look, I might be in the minority here. But I absolutely love this fight, and I don't think I'll ever rewatch it again. But it also went pretty much exactly how I thought it was going to go, because a lot of people were like, "Oh, these two strikers, they're the best strikers. They're so weird and so elite striking. This is going to be a banger." And I was like, I don't know about that. This could very much be Wonder Boy versus Till, or like one of those fights where it's like,
Yeah. Yeah.
you know,
One of them waiting for the other.
yeah, which it kind of was. But I
A little
thought
bit.
the lead up was cool because they're like, "Oh, Shara Bullet, like, what do you think about MVP?" He's like, "I fought a ton of strikers. I have a long, extensive striking career. I've seen it all." And MVP's like, "But you've seen a lot of strikers, but you've never seen anybody strike like me." And I was like, 100%. And the other thing is, Blunderup says MVP had him flinching at everything. Exactly.
Oh, yes, absolutely.
Another reason why this fight went exactly like I thought it was going to, in my mind, I was like, MVP's whole thing is darting in and out. You don't know when he's coming, but when he does, it's quick. And then he's out of range. His whole thing is being out of range and in range, like at the perfect moments, right? If you only have one eye, you have no depth perception. There's no like, this isn't like, it's coming closer, but I don't know how close it is. You just don't have it.
Dang.
Physically, you can't have depth perception with one eye, right? Or at least you have very, very diminished depth perception. I can't think of a worse fighter to fight if you don't have depth perception. You know what I mean?
Dude, he's so fast. He's so awkward. His ability to throw. You know what he reminds me of? He's like a combination of like Bobby Green and Wonderboy Thompson. Like
Yeah,
with that wide
100%.
karate stance, lower hands. You don't know where the punches are coming from, really.
Yeah.
And then the way that he jumps forward with a jab and then follows it up with that straight right as he's falling forward.
Yeah.
So Shara thinks like, okay, I avoided that jab. Holy smokes, what's this coming at me?
He's diving at me.
And then like switches stands, right? And then he has lateral movement. And while he's moving laterally, he throws that right.
Yeah.
Like, dude, who throws
Or
off
a
balance
flying
like
knee.
that? It's so fun to watch.
Yeah, it really is cool.
Not for Shara, I don't think, but
No.
it was a fun fight.
I really, really enjoyed this. Like I said, it's probably not one I'll rewatch just because like there wasn't a lot of like action moments or anything like that. But watching it live, I was on the edge of my seat the entire time. And you know, MVP really, really goes to that well, like you said, where he'll flick the jab out and then dive at you with that right hand, and he covers so much distance with it. But he does it over and over and over again. Even if you watch the Kevin Holland fight, that's like his go-to move. And the Ian Gary fight, like he goes
Yeah.
for that over and over and over again. But because he disguises it so well with his movement for the rest of the fight, you really don't know when it's coming, even though you know it's coming.
Yeah.
How
It's
do you
crazy,
pull the
man.
trigger? You know?
And also pretty good on the mic.
Oh, he's great. He's a showman, dude.
Yeah, I
He's
like
a
him.
showman. You know, one thing
The
that I
whole "I'm the
noticed,
captain now" at the end, pretty damn
well,
good.
because I think Shara Bullet said that before the fight, and
Oh,
he's like, no, 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 dude. But I think, man, I think with like 2 minutes or 1 minute left of the second round, they showed the striking stats, and Shara still hadn't hit him in the head once. You're like, damn, dude, you're 7 or 8 minutes into this fight, and you haven't even hit him in the head. That's crazy, dude.
yeah. Man, Pepper going through and asking, said, honest question, what gets you more gas, Muay Thai or MMA? As a Muay Thai practitioner and rather naive in terms of MMA, I can't imagine anything more tiring than standing and banging for 3 to 5 rounds.
Dude, once someone gets on you and you got to counter grapple, it is a whole nother beast. It is a
Yeah.
whole. It's difficult unless you're like a trained, right? It's deceptively hard just to keep your hands up for a full fight. It's very difficult if you're not used to doing that, right? It's shocking if you've never done it, and then all of a sudden you start putting some rounds in. You're like, God damn, I can't even keep my hands up.
Yep.
But grappling, dude, it's a whole nother beast. It sucks the gas out of you because you got to think every little position. You're not waiting. It looks like you're waiting, but in reality, you're using almost every muscle in your body to
Yes.
push against somebody else who's also using every muscle in their body in different ways throughout your body. So you might be pushing with your legs, but pulling with your upper body, and it is extremely gassing. And then you finish, and you're expected to strike, and now your limbs are filled with blood, and they're even heavier. Yeah, it's crazy, dude. It's insane.
It's fun though. It's fun.
It's very fun.
All right. You want to move on to the next one?
Well, I just don't know, like, what does this do for MVP, right? And are we trying to get to a title shot?
Breaks into the top 15 now.
At what weight class? This was a one-off at middleweight.
Oh, true.
He's going to go
well,
back
you had Shara Bullet ranked 14th
at middleweight.
At middleweight.
So he's going to go back to welterweight.
Crack into the top 15 for middleweight, and he's already in the top 15 for welterweight right now.
Yeah, but like, what does this do for him at welterweight? You know what I mean? He's number 15. I don't think he goes up or anything. He's still got to fight up the ladder, I think. I don't know if they just do. And look, he's like 37 or something like that. So is he? Is he just doing fun fights? Is he trying to get to a belt? You know, what are we doing with MVP?
Give him a Roman Dolidze.
He's
probably too big for him, right? Huh? He's probably too big for him either way.
Probably, but he's
Jack Hermanson probably too big for him.
I just don't think he wants to stay at middleweight. I think he was saying this is a one-off because it was like.
You give Wonder Boy?
They both talked about how they think that's probably a boring fight for most people. So I don't think they want that fight. They're like, look, that sounds cool on paper, but you're gonna get 10 minutes of fainting.
Yeah, that's tough, man. That's tough. Because I mean, if you wanted to, you can give him a quick shot and just say, hey, dude, we'll give you one run at the title. Here's Gilbert Burns next.
Yeah, maybe.
And that gets you halfway up the ranking. We give you one more fight after that.
Jeff Neal, maybe.
Hands of Steel, dude.
Him versus Pratis would be fun, but Pratis needs to fight up. Yeah, I just don't know. But I'm here for it. Whoever they book him against, I'm glad they're not just booking him against like a bunch of wrestlers. I thought that's what they were going to do. And they're like, oh, we got one of the Bellator top guys. Check out how he does in the UFC. And then just give him wrestler. Instead, we've got some fun fights out of him already. So it's cool.
All right, man. Let's move on. Huh? We had Sergei Pavlovich versus Jairzinho Rozenstruik.
I've been itching. Been chomping at the bit to talk about this one, dude.
Ooh.
Let me just paint the picture, dude. If you've seen Derek Lewis versus Francis Ngannou, this was the sequel that everybody was clamoring for, because I don't know how many punches actually landed in this fight, but I would guess that it's less than 10.
Yeah. Rough fight. It was a good opportunity for Rozenstruik coming in, right? If he would have beat Pavlovich, he would have sent it through the ranks rather quickly, because Pavlovich is coming in ranked 4th. I believe Rozenstruik was 9th, if I remember correctly.
Who knows?
Yeah, 9th.
Yeah, I mean, if we're looking round by round, man, it's tough, dude.
Evie's saying this was the worst fight on the card.
It's just hilarious because there's only a few pictures I put in here because, like, what are we even talking about in this fight? The most significant thing about this fight was Jairzinho. It looked like he had no ACLs. Like, it looked like he had no ligaments in his knees because he would bend and then just fall over. There was like 3 times where it looked like maybe he got dropped, but no, he just fell. And there was one where they like isolated it and like, oh wait, no, it didn't actually.
Yeah, it didn't land like we thought from this angle. It was
yeah, it's like
so funny because honestly, I there was one where like Pavlovich swings and it kind of hits Rozenstruik on the shoulder a little bit, and from like just the quick action on TV, I was like, oh, he got caught. And after
Yeah.
replay, I was like, oh no.
No,
Yeah.
just fell.
He just fell.
He
Poor
just
guy,
fell
dude.
over, dude.
Throwing a lot more leg kicks this time around. Jairzinho was. We had Pavlovich that was kind of sitting on that leg kick and waiting to counter. That was pretty much the entire fight.
I mean, look at this picture, dude. You can't be Rozenstruik in this position. You can't do that. You're just gonna
Yeah.
fall over. And he did. And it sucks
Yeah.
because Pavlovich is so good. And like DK's just said, Pavlovich feels so insecure and timid now.
Yes,
I mean, he got iced.
That's a good call. That's
you
a
know?
good call.
And that's why I was like Ngannou versus Lewis, because if you remember, that was right after the Stipe fight where Ngannou got like exposed pretty bad. And then he was very gun shy against Derek Lewis. And it's like, man, Pavlovich, I mean, even this picture, he looks like he is having PTSD. He looks like, fuck, dude. I got through that, but it was horrifying.
Oh man.
But yeah, that's it.
messed
This
up.
fight was horrible. Nobody watch it. If you didn't watch it, don't ever
You
watch
could
this
skip
fight.
it. You could skip it. We'll move on to the next one, man. We had Vinicius Oliveira versus Said Nurmagomedov.
This was a very fun fight, I thought.
This was entertaining, dude.
Lockdown,
Nurmagomedov,
dude.
just
Lockdown,
that
lockdown.
first round,
Ooh.
Nurmagomedov, dude, exciting, throwing from all kinds of different angles, super creative striking, heel kick that catches Oliveira on the chin. Also,
Dude.
Oliveira, the granite chin on this guy.
Dude, he was getting smacked around, dude. This landed. This picture right here, this lands.
Dude, Nurmagomedov starts off with a question mark kick in the beginning that just smacks Oliveira right on the temple, and you would have thought that it actually landed, but he just kept on walking forward.
Well, one of the things that Said does is a lot of it is like real flicky, and it's almost like getting slapped, and it's not like a lot of force behind some of these shots. But
They
man,
probably
he can
still
throw.
knock me out.
Oh yeah, 100%. I'd be on the ground. But he has that rare ability like Superbon, who you can have him up against the fence or the ring or the ropes or whatever, right? And you could be almost in elbow range, and he hits you with the high kick, and you're just like, how the fuck did he get his leg over my shoulder? I'm so close to him, and he's moving backwards,
dude. And the kick, the kick
That's
is
what I mean.
moving backwards. Yeah.
That's what I'm saying.
No, but I'm saying like, sorry, I should say the dexterity, right? Because it almost looks like he's falling back.
Yeah. And then he it's crazy.
It's
dude.
so it was super impressive.
It's very impressive, but clearly the problem is it's very taxing, because after that first round, dude,
your boy was gassed
hard, dude. And Oliveira, despite getting smacked in the face repeatedly in that first round, just kept coming forward, was very patient, and very unorthodox of his own on his own, dude. He throws the Rabona kick and stuff like that. Not in this fight, but he has, and very creative, going to the body. I mean, I really like both these guys. And one thing that was funny is Said, he has that ninja choke, right? Or that power guillotine that he likes to go to, one of the two. And he was legitimately like, come here, dude, let me put you in this. And he kept trying. And it's like, dude, don't do that. That's one of those moves that like you have to use the opportunity that they give you to land that. You should never be hunting it. You know?
So funny. Dude, I in my notes I put down this one exchange. So in the second round, Oliveira goes for a spinning back kick, right? Said just steps out of the way and comes back with a spinning back fist. Oliveira just steps out of the way and then like lunges with a straight right, and it was like a miss, but it was just so fun to watch, dude. That was the entire second round. Like they're both very good strikers.
Yeah,
very creative. So it made for very fun exchanges. Third round, to your point, we had Said definitely gassed.
Oh, he was, dude. At the end of the second round, they call around. Oliveira gets up and starts walking his corner, and Said is labored getting up and going to his corner. And I was like, oh no, dude. This is the third round, is the deciding round, and Said is absolutely shot, dude. Blunter says the no-sell face kick in the third round was so good. Yeah, there was one point where he's just, but that's the thing. It's almost like a slapping face or slapping kick where it touches and it's just, but you're like still. It reminded me of there's got to be at least one movie reference in each of our episodes, but Batman versus Superman, when they're actually fighting in that abandoned house and he's like punching Superman in the face, it's like bam, bam, and then like the last 3, they're just like,
I'd never watched that movie. I don't think.
what?
Yeah.
What? Oh my
I didn't
god, it's
watch
so
it.
good. It's so good. People hate it, but it's actually very good. People are wrong. The people are wrong. It's a
But
misunderstood
people are
banger.
wrong.
But
Is
yeah,
it
it
a
was a great
sloppy
fight.
banger though?
No, it's fucking. Well, some people say it's very sloppy. I think if you watch the director's cut, where they didn't cut out all the context scenes, because they were like, "Oh, we can't have this piece too long." They put the context back in. Now things make sense. Very good movie. Very good movie.
Got it. Good to
Um,
know. Good to know.
Yeah, one of the best Batman scenes of all time too, where he clears a warehouse. If you've never seen that, goddamn, Amir, what are you doing?
I don't know, dude. Not watching that.
That is the best Batman live action scene of all time.
Come
Is that
on.
warehouse scene? I watched it by itself 3 days ago.
Can I just watch that scene by itself online? Is
You
it online?
could, but you should watch.
Is it on the line?
If you
It's on
watch
YouTube.
it, you're gonna be like, where can I watch the rest of this fucking
Yeah,
movie?
it's too good. That is
It's
the best.
crazy, dude.
All right. Right after this, I'm gonna watch that.
It's much better than Pavlovich. You could literally, if they put that fight scene in instead
But
of
you can't watch
Pavlovich
it on your phone. You got to pull up YouTube on your TV. Like, you got to pull YouTube on your TV. You can't watch it on your phone. You got to watch it on TV.
Okay, I'll do that.
Yeah, very good. Also, Blender says funny because Zack Snyder was at this event. I saw that and I was like, that's my boy. I don't give a fuck what anybody says. That's my boy, Zack Snyder. 300's dope. Batman vs Superman's dope.
Ride or Die,
dope. Come on, dude. Come on. Dawn of the Dead? Get the fuck out of here.
He's the 300 guy?
Yeah. His visuals are just insane, dude. When he's with Larry Fong or Fabian Wagner as his DP, goddamn.
EG on Rogan was talking about that when he's like, Rogan's like, did you watch any film? You you watch any film of fights before you fight? He goes, yes, I watch 300 and I watch Ong Bak. And I was like, bro, this guy's awesome.
That was sick, dude.
He's studying 300 Spartans before he goes into a fight. I love it.
And
all right,
shows.
we'll move on to the next fight. We had Fares Ziam versus Mike Davis.
This was a fucking fantastic fight. Mike Davis, very cool. He came into the UFC by storm. I thought, man, this guy's a world beater. He's got Dragon Ball Z tattoos. Let's fucking go. And he's just been injured over and over and over again. You're like, damn, dude. What could have been? Maybe, I don't know. But this fight, I don't know if something was off, but man, this is another fight where it seemed like he was fighting with no ACLs because the first round, he just, every time they'd enter a clinch position, he'd just fall back. And hey, comments, Phil says Ong Bak, he's real. That movie is sick.
That is so good.
But he just kept falling over, and you're like, man, that's not a good sign. He's got no drive on anything. And Ziam was there for it.
Yeah, it looked very flat-footed that first round.
Yeah.
Very flat-footed.
Was it the second round where they have him up? Ziam has him up against the fence, and he's got his hands down, and he's like, "Well, I can knee you now," and he knees him in the side of the head, and all of a sudden, dude, it's like he turned a faucet on because there was blood everywhere.
That was in the second round,
and I was like, "Are you watching this right now? Because this is a fight for you." This is the bloodiest fight I've seen since the Sphere card, probably, right? With Aldana when her face was all covered.
Oh yeah. Oh, R.A.P. Aldana, yeah. Dude, how about Laura Sanko? She's like, have you ever been in a beef kill plant?
Yeah.
And I was like, wait, what? She's like, I have. And I was like, okay.
Like, all righty.
Yeah, special reference.
One thing that I thought was very cool in this fight was when Mike Davis had the back body lock and he just picks him up, and instead of going over to slam him, he's just like, I'm just gonna slam you straight down, dude. Yeah, takes his back.
Right on his back. Oh, cool. Also, so end of the second round, Ziam ending on top, landing ground and pound, solid ground and pound in the second.
Yeah.
I don't know if you agree with me on this one or not, Will, but a cut man should not be allowed to help a fighter up when they're struggling.
And I don't think they are.
Did you see that, dude? Did you catch that as well?
Because Davis tweeted about it, because that's who I am now.
Oh, dang.
I'm that guy now.
My guy.
I'm trying to build our fucking social media, dude.
You're doing a great job, Will. You're doing a great job.
So bad at it.
But no, Davis looks stunned because of the ground and pound. He looks gassed, and the cut man comes over, done. Offers a helping hand, picks him up, helps him over to the corner, sits him down. That's a big no-no for me.
He didn't even offer a helping hand. He just reached down, grabbed him by the hand, and pulled him up. You can't do that. You cannot do that. If you can't, that's literally a rule. If you can't make it to the corner on your own, then they call the fight. An official, I understand a coach doing it, right? Because that's your boy, right? I'm gonna get my guy back.
Yeah.
They can't do that, but I can understand it. The
Yeah.
cut man has no incentive to do that.
The cut man's like, I got a job to do, dude. You got to be on the
Yeah.
stool for me to be able to help you with
Yeah.
that cut, bro. I don't care.
Only
Picks him
get a
up
minute.
fireman style, dude, just over the shoulder, takes him over there,
Yeah.
starts working on the cut. Come on, dude. We can't do that. But that was really it for the fight.
I actually no. I thought Mike Davis almost hits him with a calf slicer, which was fucking
that's right.
so cool. And to be honest, I don't know how Ziam didn't tap to
Ziam's
it.
leg looked like it was going to be mangled after that, but he was just fine.
I don't know. I'm waiting to see, dude. That easily could have been some ligament tears in there that he just
Something
fought
popped
through.
maybe during that time.
I mean, I would not be surprised.
Look
But
at those
his
shorts.
Mike Davis
Wow.
has since put a post out saying that he did come into this fight injured, and I think that shows. I think he was. You watched that first round; it did not look like Mike Davis. D-Kiz said pulling guard in 2025 is wild. I don't think he had a choice, dude. I think his body was just like, dude, we're not in this fight. Your mind might be, but we're not. But I did think it was very cool when Ziam picked him up to slam him, and he walked him around, and then he's like, "I could 1260, dog," and just
that was awesome.
bam.
That was
very cool.
Very.
This was a great fight, dude. I really like this fight.
Yeah, Ruben says the cut man's probably like, I get paid for cut fix. He's like, I ain't missing out on this check, bro. Let's go. Oh,
You're not gonna take this opportunity away from me. I'm on TV, dog. You want to see me work?
All right. This is where we start skipping fights after this one, right?
Yeah, we're skipping Naimov because fuck Naimov. He derailed my boy's career and he had a horrible fight. So we're gonna go to
Gaziev versus Petersen.
What a banger, dude. This is one everybody was looking forward to. Gaziev. I don't know if you saw the post where it was like the before and after, man. Wow, his body transformation of Gaziev. Did you see that?
No.
Talk about this fight for a bit while I pull this up.
All right, so Petersen looking to break into the top 15 going in, man. Beginning what you'd expect, a little slow, but both of them landing some shots. Decent head movement in the beginning from Petersen, and they were talking about the fact that they're like, Petersen said he's really been studying Tyson Fury's versus Usyk's fight, and so you hear the corner, and they're like, Usyk, Fury,
I didn't hear that.
Yeah. So they're yelling like code words, and I was like, okay. So like he's been working on his boxing. And then he gets caught by Gaziev with a straight right down the middle. And so what I've been doing a lot is, when something like that happens, I go back 10 seconds and I study it. And I go back 10 seconds and I study it. How did it land? What was the movement, right? Like that's how I was able to like pinpoint Izzy's framing, the fact that he's hand fighting. Okay, landed that shovel. Okay, with Petersen, I was like, oh, he just didn't defend it.
Yeah,
like I don't know. He was just there for the straight right. So he lands on his ass, falls back. As soon as he falls back, 2 seconds probably, he takes the mouthpiece out of his mouth and tosses it off to the side, like saying, "Fuck this, dude! Like I don't want to be doing this shit anymore." And that was the fight.
Right basically, right? That was basically it.
That was it.
And it was perfect. Thank you for doing that because I just found the transformation, dude, from his last fight to this fight.
Oh, is this an actual post? Who posted this?
Champ Figgy, dude. Shout out Champ Figgy. His bodyweight transformation.
Wait. Go back. I want to see. The other picture.
Shit, he just stepped back.
Hey, different, but same.
Same.
But still different.
Yeah.
But still the same. Okay, I like it.
Gaziev is very funny though. He's a good sport. When he fought Rozenstruik, he posted this, dude.
That's awesome. You're surrounded. Oh, people, if you're just listening, you have to tune in to YouTube and watch the pictures that we share, the videos that we put up there. It's hilarious.
No, this is where we lose all viewership, dude. This is just me and you.
Sorry to our viewers. Our apologies. Yeah. No, but I feel like our crew, man, they have a very similar sense of humor, man.
I hope so, dude.
I hope so, yeah. Meanwhile, everybody's logging off right now.
Everybody's tuned out.
All right, we'll move on, man. We had Terrance McKinney, T-Rex, versus Damir Hadžović.
What about me at the doctor when I saw I lost 5 pounds? I'm good, dude. That's when you stop working out, dude. When you start a workout program and you see the slightest bit of change, you're like, I'm good for another couple months. You just all right.
Oh, that was good, Blunderbuff. I like that. Oh, that was good. All right. So,
All right.
yes, Terrance McKinney coming into this. Look, as soon as Terrance McKinney fights, I think to myself, okay, this is going to be over and around. And then after that, the UFC is going to give me some ads. So I'm going to have an opportunity after a Terrance McKinney fight to grab a bite to eat, grab something to drink. But he's fun. He's explosive. He's exciting. There's no ramping up period for Terrance McKinney.
Dude, it's just crazy. He has such a natural ability to find his range. He finds his range immediately in every single one of his fights. But yeah, this fight, he's cracking Hadžović. Hadžovic's like, I'll shoot on him. And he gets the single leg, and McKinney fishes for this guillotine right here. And then he accepts the takedown, right? Because of the guillotine. He's got that foot in. He doesn't actually have his left leg there. He doesn't have it inside the legs when they land. He sticks it back in there so he can create like the leverage point for the sweep. And he uses that guillotine to sweep him, end up on top, and then ends up right in mount. Fantastic sweep.
Very nice.
Which is like, dude, you see so many people jump for the guillotine and just end up on their back, and then the guy gets out of the choke, and they're like, "Fuck, what do I do now?"
And here you could still see Hadžović still in the guillotine.
Yeah.
And so I thought to myself, are we gonna see McKinney pull off this guillotine? I was like, no, it's McKinney. He likes to strike, dude.
Yeah.
He likes to inflict some pain. And sure enough, he lets go.
Yeah, let's go. Full mount, rains down some punches. Hadžović turns over. And then for a minute and a half, he's just landing ground and pound on Hadžović, who's just kind of trying to get out and can't.
By the way, new legendary fighter, first round McKinney.
I mean, I think he's always been the mythical fighter, first round McKinney.
It's so funny though, because you heard God, what's that other announcer's name? John?
Which one?
There's two Johns. No.
John Gooden.
John Gooden.
Yeah,
John Gooden. Where
he's
goes,
very good. I like him.
He's solid, man. But he goes, and he takes his back, and it's first round McKinney. And I was like, oh, dude, that's so good. You know, you're in trouble, dude. No matter what, you're in trouble with the first round McKinney.
Yeah, like we said, he just jumps on you so quick. And he did, like they said, he did actually show some patience in here. He didn't go crazy in the first round. He just was on him, doing some damage. Took the opportunity that Hadžović gave to him instead of trying to force opportunities like he kind of has in the past. Very good.
By the way, Terrance McKinney, holla at your boy. Okay, we've been trying to get you on the podcast. You had agreed. We're waiting on you, man. We're good to go.
Agreed twice. We tried to do it twice, right?
Yeah, we tried to do it twice. And look,
he's like,
I'm
my
not
bad,
throwing shade at McKinney.
Next time.
I'm not throwing shade at you, McKinney. Okay, I'm just saying the people want to hear you speak. We want to talk to you. Let's go. Let's hop on the pod.
Let's do it, man.
All right.
We get it. You're busy, and we're nobodies. But come on.
Yeah, you're busy, dude, getting ready for all these first rounds, man. We get it.
Yeah.
We get it, but hop on. All right.
Hop on.
Anything else for that one?
Nope. We can move on to your favorite fight.
This is the fight that everybody was waiting for. We had Jasudavicius versus Mayra Bueno Silva.
Man, what a banger. Hilarious that they're in Saudi Arabia, so they got to be fully clothed for the weigh-ins and the face-offs. I don't know if you caught that, but and they also had to wear full
That's why you don't take like a Mackenzie Dern to Saudi Arabia. You know what I mean? You're very selective on that one.
Didn't she fight on?
I don't know, dude. I'm just
she's fighting Qatar, I think. Yeah.
But yeah, man. I don't know. Look,
it's serious.
Yeah, pretty much. So this one, I messaged you and I said, "Is this really a fight we're gonna cover?"
Yeah.
And I don't think you responded to me.
I did.
Did you?
I said, "LOL."
Maybe I missed
it.
Oh yeah, LOL. Yes, that's right. That's right. I do remember that now. You just didn't respond with a response I would have hoped for, but there's a difference there.
Yeah, I mean, this was basically just Jasudavicius on spar mode, just punching and kicking Mayra Bueno Silva every time she got close, and then taking her down, and then controlling her, and then rinse and repeat the whole fight.
Mayra Bueno Silva had a jab going the entire fight. It was a slow jab.
Yeah.
So it was very easy for Jasmine Jasudavicius to move out of the way, counter with a 1-2, followed up with a kick sometimes.
Yeah.
But that was it.
I like Jasudavicius, man. I do. I think she's fun. I think if she had a little bit more power, it'd be more exciting. But she's constantly in kind of some scrappy fights, and she fights a little dirty too. She'll talk shit while she's fighting. She grabs hair and shit. So,
Oh, I
I'm
like
a
that.
fan. I'm a fan.
I like that. Just grab the back of the hair and just
She did it with Tracy Cortez. She did that too.
yeah.
I think.
Oh yeah, that's right.
Yeah.
Forgot about that. All right, then the last fight that we're gonna cover, we had Grad versus Alexander.
Yeah, this one is kind of a bummer for me, I'll be honest, because I really like Alexander, and I thought he fought that first round so well, and I was like, man, this guy's really putting it together here. And he just looked so fun. And then second round, Bogdan just took him down or ended up on top and then kind of just beat him up. It's like, damn, dude.
Yeah, and the ground and pound sounded thudding. How
Yeah, 'cause
long
it-
did it have to go on? Who was the ref? It was just like, get out of there, Lucas, with like the most monotone, low energy voice. Get out of there, Lucas.
Terry Hatley on this one.
Oh yeah, that makes sense. Okay, yeah.
Yeah.
And
there's like nobody there yet, so you could hear everything. There's like
everything.
nobody in the crowd.
There's a couple people in the back there, but yeah,
just not in this
that was
picture.
it. That was UFC Saudi Arabia. That's what we're going to be covering.
Yes. I tried to stretch this out so we could fill a full show, and we're 45 minutes and we're done talking about the fight. This fight card sucked, I'll be honest.
So what do we have next? What do we have to look forward to? I think we have Sam
yeah.
that's fighting, right? I actually like watching Sam fight.
We had some canceled fights. This would have been better. This fight card could have been better, but we lost some good fights.
Oh yeah,
Ikram
moment of silence.
Yeah, Ikram was supposed to fight Muniz. Muniz couldn't get a passport to Saudi Arabia or something. I don't know. And then we had I believe it was Jordan Levitt was originally supposed to fight Al Sawadi, which would have been a very fun fight. I like both those guys a lot. And then they put Oki in there, and I'm like, oh dang, this is actually a good fight too. But then Oki withdrew, and then you're like, well, shit. And then now Al Sawadi doesn't get to fight, and it kind of sucks.
Yeah,
because I like all three of those fighters that were in the mix there. Very cool, and we didn't get any of them.
Who got monies? Who got extra bonuses?
Who got bonuses? Bogdan, like one rope says, another Bogdan goblin. He's like the first evolution to Guskov. And then Imavov got a bonus for knocking out Adesanya. Well deserved, definitely. And then fight of the night was Saeed versus Oliveira. But you know what? I would have given it to Mike Davis versus Ziam. I thought that fight was
really.
Yeah, even though this was probably more back and forth, so maybe that's why.
More entertainment. Yeah,
I just like the blood, dude.
All right, Evie Jr. over here.
You need him every once in a while, dude. Also, Evie, if you haven't seen Cain Velasquez versus Bigfoot Silva, I know you guys, from what I remember, you guys didn't start watching UFC until somewhat recently. If you have not seen that fight, I think it was the rematch was the one. Cain Velasquez versus Bigfoot Silva. Definitely watch that.
All right.
If you want
So now we go on to what we have to look forward to.
Yes. Friday we got a fight night on Prime from 1. Prajan Chai versus Ellis Barbosa. That's a banger. Kong Torni versus Nongo. Nongo's going down.
I'm starting to recognize a lot more of these names.
I know.
I'm telling you right now.
It makes me so happy. Warms my heart.
Yeah.
But Nongo, he's going down in weight, dude. And I don't know if you've seen him, but he's fucking shredded.
Shredded?
Yeah. So that's going to be interesting. We got the Bay Area boy, Sean Climaco, is back against Diego Paez.
Nice. Okay.
Tetsuka's back. I think he's very fun. Pocket Monk is back. A lot of MMA on this card. Semipet versus Felipe Lobo.
Dude, I'm really looking forward to that one, dude. And that's the one I mentioned right now. That's when I saw that fight, I was like, dude, we got to tune in for that one for sure.
Yeah, it's a pretty fun card. I like some of these fights. 5 MMA matches, which I like to see from 1. I know some people are like, they need to ditch the MMA at this point and just go straight to striking. I still like it.
Mix it in. The best martial artists in the world are brought into 1, is what they say.
Yeah. Hey, Blunderbub, Mini T. I don't know if you saw, but Mini T, Daniel Williams got in a car crash, and it's fucking bad. He lost like a couple days. He woke up a few days later in the hospital.
Are you serious?
Had to learn how to walk again and shit, dude. Yeah, it's pretty crazy. He seems like he's in really good spirits, but goddamn, dude, that guy. If you haven't seen him fight, there's no way he's going out from a car crash, dude. That guy is tough as nails and just seems to have such a positive attitude all the time. So it's
I'm glad
cool
he's
to see.
okay, man.
Yeah, glad to see
Glad he
he's all right.
survived. All right, and then do we have any UFC? Oh,
Yeah,
we do. Look at that.
shout out Big Marcel for putting these graphics together. If you don't follow Big Marcel on Twitter, you absolutely should. But yeah, we got RoboCop versus Cannoneer. That's a fun card. Zalal versus Calvin Cater is very cool too.
Whew,
Shabazian's
nice
back.
step up for Zalal, huh?
Yeah, Sadikov versus Bonfim is very cool. Rodolfo Vieira versus Petrosky could be fun, as long as Petrosky doesn't knock himself out shooting for a takedown again. Angela Hill is back.
Flash
Like to see
Gordon?
her fight. Yeah, Gordon. This is a fun card, dude. We got is that Chaos Williams versus Bonfim? Man. Yeah, this is a fun card, dude.
Man.
Morales is back. This could be cool. But
Looking forward. It's gonna be a fun weekend of fights.
Pretty good weekend for sure.
All right. Well, hey, shout out to everybody: Evie, Blunderbub, Ruben, Pepper, DeKeys. Hopefully, we're pronouncing that correctly. Who else? Combat Sports today. Make sure you're following them as well.
Kamen Rider.
Cayman Rider.
Kamen
Cayman?
Rider. Not sure.
Huh.
One of the
Hey,
two.
but
Shout out
nice
Austin.
prediction for Rider there, by the way. Yeah,
Lobtobe.
Yeah, so thank you. If we missed anybody, apologize. We have a lot of people that joined us. Always makes the podcast so much more fun whenever we have a lot of people joining us in the chat. If this is your first time tuning in, hey, shout out Chris Smith. Thank you for the little heart there. Appreciate it. But if this is your first time tuning in, everybody like, subscribe, hit the notification
I've
bell.
been meaning to text you, dog. Christopher's sick, dude.
Literally
one of the
know
nicest
Chris?
guys. Yeah, dude. One of the nicest guys I've ever met.
Oh,
it's
nice,
crazy
dude.
how nice he is. I've been meaning to reach out to him.
Well,
actually.
I mean, just based off of the heart he sent, that's pretty nice. Hey,
He's a
shout out
nice
Ghost,
guy,
man.
dude.
Thanks for joining us, Ghost. Would love to
shout out
see if
Ghost.
you're able to put down in the chat your thoughts around the Adesanya fight. I'd like to see how you broke that down.
Yeah, if you don't follow Ghost on Twitter and check out his YouTube, I think his YouTube just passed 1,000 subscribers. So definitely check that out.
Nice.
Cool stuff. Very cool
And
stuff.
yeah, like, subscribe, hit the notification bell, all that fun stuff. We have other places you can find us, right? All social media as well.
Yeah, Story of the Fight on everything. Just go to storyofthefight.com. It'll list all of them, but it's Instagram, Twitter, TikTok, Reddit, Twitch, anywhere podcasts are found, Spotify, Google Podcasts, all that jazz.
This sounds like it's your least favorite part of the podcast, is like naming all this stuff, and we're so bad at promoting as it is.
I'm fine doing it at the beginning, dude, but at the end, I'm just like, fucking hell, dude. But
I know, man.
You got to do it. So please, if you're tuning in, check us out.
Yeah, and then shout out Anonymous. Thank you for joining us as well. And then Ghost, before we leave, saying everyone talking about Adesanya's stance switches, but nobody's mentioning his habit of resetting after getting hand trapped.
Very interesting, because we did talk about his hand fighting being the twofold thing. It's like the stance switching, yes, but also his constant hand fighting and reaching. But the resetting we did not touch on. So
good call. Good call. All right.
And that's why you go to Ghost. That's why you go to Ghost, you know?
Absolutely. Absolutely. Well, thank you, everybody, once again for joining us. Greatly appreciate it. And then I do want to give a special shout out to somebody who makes sure that this podcast runs smoothly every time he hops on. Shout out to our producer, the best, none other than Richard Bustos. Story of the Fight.